welcome to the podcast.
Yes, ma'am.
We have Tim. So Tim is, well, you're a photographer, but
This is true.
you're an entrepreneur.
Yep.
One of your latest projects is look at this. We are drinking it. Now, this is alcohol made out of honey.
Yes, that is right. And actually, your background being Polish, are you familiar with mead? Because it's quite big and...
I mean, just across the ocean from the Vikings, but
This is true. Oh, man, it smells good.
not really. No, we usually do like vodka and spirits and...
Interesting. So some of the best mead makers in the world come from Poland.
Really? Well, there you go.
In terms of the traditional style of mead as most people know it, which is that kind of almost dessert wine style. So that's your people, man. You should be proud.
Yeah, dessert style. This is your new flavor.
This is not dessert style at all.
Okay.
This is crushable. This is mead made for the Australian climate. So basically, yeah, mead, it has been known to be more of like a dessert wine. This is a 4% sparkling, essentially a honey cider, but not as sweet as cider. Because I think that's one of the biggest, things about cider. It
Definitely doesn't taste like a cider.
yeah, like it's its own thing.
Its own thing,
Yeah, for sure.
which is so hard these days in the market. You have, beers, like how do you
Yeah.
create something completely unique?
And the most recent thing was like seltzer.
Yeah.
Like seltzer is literally it's just glucose converted into alcohol and just watered down. Like it's kind of like soda water that's alcoholic, it was kind of innovative, but it's been really fun selling it because I feel like most people's doors are open to it because it is so new. They're like, oh yeah, Flippy, come in, let's try this.
Because it's got this bubbly, crispy flavor. It's got that honey aftertaste.
Yeah.
So, and I've tasted every batch that you've created.
Yeah.
You've gone through this process of testing it out and whether it's too acidic, whether it's this, whether it's that. This is when you
The wine, huh? Yeah.
gave us the box and I tried this, I thought, man, this is nice.
Yes, come on. It's taken, probably 3 years to get to this point, and I've been just really carefully iterating, putting it out there, gathering feedback, because I didn't want to go and like brew a huge batch of it and then try and get into bottle shops, and then people's first reactions were like disappointment. So the very first batch was like, I kind of had like a beer hat on. I was like, okay, let's think about the craft beer space. And I made it very dry. It was in a 375 can. It was kind of still this fat kind of style can, but it was just not very sweet. And people liked it. My family and friends got behind the crowdfunding campaign, which was really cool. And I think we sold like at least 40 grand worth, which was like, that funded the whole project, which is so good before it was even made. I guess that was the strat there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's go round 2. Did another little pre-sale crowdfund. And came out with the skinny cans, which you've had, but that was a little bit sweeter. And then people still just like, we want more honey. We want more honey. So I was like, F it. All right, let's give you more effing honey. So this is jam-packed full of honey, but it's still half. So like if you've got a scale of sweetness, Coke is 44, like way up there. So use that as like your sweetness indicator. This mead sits at 15. A cider is around 30. A beer can sit around like a Corona's around like a 10, but it has bitterness to counteract.
See, that's the thing. This is a little bit sweeter than a beer, but it's not like overpowering sweet. So it's really cool.
Like you've sessioned it, right? You've had responsibly.
I had like 4 boxes. My trial was to see if I get a hangover afterwards. Like I was testing it to the next level.
Crash dummy. I love that.
It was great. I did it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what made you do this?
So I've been doing the wedding thing for a while. And I think I've always had an itch to scratch in terms of, I just want to create things. I want to build really cool things. And I go through, not phases. A lot of people think I've got ADHD because I'm like, get into bow hunting like you. And I go deep into it. And then I'm like, okay, let's go into mead. And I go deep into it. In my case, I don't think it's ADHD at all. I think it's just, there's some similarities between creativity and ADHD. Like I seek novelty. I'm easily distracted. All that kind of stuff. Everyone's like, you've got ADHD, Tim. Like, shut the hell up. I've been checked out. Yeah, you're just creative, bro. Just relax. Unless you're like destructive as a child and like hurt other kids, like you probably didn't have ADHD.
I feel like that's a big thing, like so many people I know now are diagnosed with it, either on meds and I've been told many times, you've got it, man, 100%. I got a message I could show you on my phone. Actually, yesterday's like, 100% you have it. Go get diagnosed. And it's like, well, yeah, there's the energy overload. There is the the creativity side, there is just ongoing.
Yeah.
You just have to keep moving.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what makes a good entrepreneur. That's what makes a good business person. That's what makes someone go above and beyond where they are to where they want to be.
It's creativity, bro. So we just seek novelty. We want to create stuff. And I think that.
I feel like, I don't know if there's a label to it or whether it's just a personality trait or.
Could be that. I think it's also, we've all been like slammed, like our dopamine's been so slammed. And I found like I started to feel a little like properly easily distracted and unhinged when I was just smashing reels. When I got sucked into the reel thing for the first time, and all of a sudden I'm like, I can't do anything hard.
How bad is it?
Terrible.
And now the algorithm makes it so easy.
Yeah, man.
It's specific to you. It's what you love. Every reel is even more engaging. Every person who creates them is just the first 3 seconds are the key.
Obsessed with that hook. It's right.
And it's like, and you're about to switch it off. Oh, just one more.
One more, baby.
And your dopamine level just like,
and then you stack it, right? You stack it. You're starting to watch like Game of Thrones, for example, on Netflix. But then you're scrolling at the same time and you're eating a bag of Doritos. You like having, it's might as well shoot up heroin. Like, it is intense. And then the next day you wake up, you're like, oh man, I've got ADHD. It's like, shut up, bro. You just cooked your brain.
Yeah. Low energy levels.
Yeah. And you wonder why.
If I don't do it for a day or two, you start to feel completely different.
Yeah.
Like if I'm busy running a wedding or busy with other things and I'm not scrolling, next day, there's a lot more energy.
It's like clarity, man. It's like, you're like, oh, wow, I could do hard stuff again.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my hot take on ADHD anyway. So, but I guess that brings us back to like why the hell I did this. I thought there was a cool place in the market for this. I was actually shooting a wedding and the head brewer from One Drop in Botany, his name's Nick. I think he's like one of the most highly regarded brewers in Australia. He got the Brewer of the Year last year. Anyways, he was there and I was like, I've been brewing some mead at home. Like I've been doing I literally got a food grade bucket that what used to be a mayonnaise bucket and got some honey and I made like some bread yeast from Woolworths and slapped that in. That was like my first experience making mead. So I was like having a laugh about that. Like, oh, do you know mead's like exploding in America right now? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? How's that even possible? Anyways, I look it up. There's this thing called Untapped, which is like a rating system for all the craft beers around the world. Anyways, you type in, top 10 across the world. 7 out of 10 of those were meaderies making mead. I'm like, what is it going on here? Look into it. They're sparkling. They've got fruit. They've got hops. They're doing this crazy stuff. Some of them were traditional style meads as well. But the craft mead movement just exploded in the States. And I was like, oh my goodness, we're like 8 years behind these guys. I can get a jump on everybody. So I was like, that's what I was missing though, because originally I thought, man, I could commercialize this, but it was that sickly sweet 14% dessert wine, which no one drinks dessert wine really. I don't know when the last time you've had a dessert wine.
I've got a few bottles, but to open it up and actually drink it,
they collect dust mostly.
Yeah.
So that's what mead has been. But now with this new form factor, and I've got the sweetness dialed in right, it's starting to move big time. Yeah, it's really exciting.
This is the first time you have it in a store.
Yeah. I actually got my first bottle shop this week, which was like so exciting. I'm working on a little special video just to outline how exciting that is. It's such a small step. It's kind of like, oh, whoop-de-doo, you sold 4 cases to a bottle shop. But just seeing it on a shelf next to hard to raise it.
What's the process of getting a product like this into a store?
You got to find the right person to talk to. That's really hard. You need to, they need to be receptive of you coming into their store and showing you their product. I've been really honest and saying, hey, look, I'm new. I've built this thing. Can you tell me what you think from your perspective as like a professional in industry? And approaching it like that as a part, and as opposed to like sell. It's like, hey, I'm new. This is new. Tell me what you think. I feel like doors are really open to that as opposed to just going in there and going like hard selling straight away. I visited this store quite a lot and I brought them different iterations. So they're like fully bought into the story and they're like, massive champions of the brand now. So
wow, what's the store?
It's like a local liquor store in Cremorne.
How good is that?
Yeah. Across the road from my house. So I've been there quite a bit.
Wow. Okay. So next is Dan Murphy and
so I want to kind of figure out hit the independents first. I'm attacking kind of like I'm being very concentrated in my attack with the nerd sphere, so freaks and geeks. And that's not an offensive.
No, Harry Potter's and
yeah, exactly. So like Fortress in Chippendale, they go through like 200 liters a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like the ultimate nerd space in Fortress.
I need to, yeah.
It's very cool. They've got like holographic pool, and they got this full-on Alienware internet cafe.
Oh, wow.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So I'm attacking those places where they're a bit more alternative, nerd-centric. And then I think from there, I'll just see how far I can take it out to the mainstream.
They would love it. It's like, it's not too strong. It's not like you feel like you're drinking something heavy. It's just a nice thing to have, you know, in the evening, at night. You can smash 6 of them easily.
If you wanted to, you totally could. I guess my stance to that as well. Like, I don't want it to be like I guess I'm always trying to rationalize, because alcoholism sucks. It's really bad. And some people are more, prone to that than others. But this drink, I did one standard drink per can, so you know exactly where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to get wrecked on it. Like, you'd have to give it a real nudge to get cooked on it without, adding a little bit of extra.
I think the fascinating thing is, from no background in creating a product in this niche, to just start from zero, get this product marketed, canned, get the formula right, get it into a store, your first store. I think that's the exciting part.
I appreciate that. It's been crazy, like going from my apartment kitchen. Yeah, like these recipes I've designed myself. Like a lot of influencers who start a brand and they want to start a drink brand, just go pay like 10 grand to a food scientist.
Yeah.
Where I've like grinded on these recipes for 3 years. So now I know it's good. I'd say now like time to go hard.
Yeah. Fantastic, man. And you've been doing this while managing your other business, your photography.
Yes.
And that's something you've been doing for a long time.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. So I had like a photography studio, which did photo and video, pretty well known one in Sydney. We were kind of one of the early ones to adopt the photo video combined package, where before they were two very separate things. And that kind of worked really well. And then I was like, I need to free myself up to do this stuff. But I also felt like weddings being so like hyper personal, it's like I don't know if you want just like a miscellaneous team just to rock up who you don't have an intimate, not like an inappropriate intimate, but a nice relationship, or an intimate relationship with. Like, you want to really know who your photographer is.
You know them, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a intimate space, a wedding. And I thought, man, when I go out, I would provide a certain experience. When I'd send a contractor out who wasn't bought into the business, got their pay and went home, it was a different experience. It was not a terrible experience, but I just kind of, my perfectionist inside me was just like, I'm not cool with this anymore. It was great business, fantastic business. Sold it to a contractor, which was amazing. But now I'm just like, I just want to go all in on the personalized approach. Just, you talk to me, I shoot your wedding, I edit your wedding, I deliver your wedding. And we actually have a nice relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's my approach on the photography front. But it has been fun juggling both of these. But yeah.
Your business is very similar type of model to what we do at Grow Wild, where it is about the personality. It is about getting to know the person who will be there on the day. See, with us, the owners of the venue run the weddings, my wife and I. And I feel like that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
If you have a on-the-day coordinator that helps to coordinate things, as you said, someone that you hire for the day, it doesn't hit us as hard as having someone who's you've been chatting to throughout the last 12 hours that you've got throughout, on the day, showing up, and you know them.
And no one cares as much as you. Like, you've put so much blood, sweat, and tears in this place. Like, you're going to bend over backwards to make sure everyone's days are freaking paid.
Exactly. And after you've done it a few hundred times, it's like you can predict what could go wrong. You fix it before it does.
Yes.
So that everything is nice and smooth. Before the guests come up to canapes, you make sure everything's ready. Before they go up to reception, the candles lit, music's playing. It's all about that wow factor.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you're so invested in that because you literally own this place, and it's kind of hard. Like, if you walked into a bar, like, are you going to get the better service from the person who rocks up on shift and gets paid and goes home? Or if you talk to the bar owner, like, that's such a better experience.
Different, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of my approach, just shooting less, but shooting, I guess, high quality and, just a more just personalized approach. Yeah.
Obviously, every photographer is different. There's different personalities. And I've seen many weddings now. I've seen where there is a clash, for example, between a photographer and a bride. Personality clash on, as the bride or groom, choosing a photographer. How do you approach it to make sure that it is the right person for you? Like, how do they pick you over someone else?
That's a really good question. Well, firstly, I think you need to like their work. They have to have a good output, but you just need to be able to jam with them. Like that meeting, have a meeting with them, see how that feels if you have some chemistry, because you hang out with them for 10 hours. And as photographers, we have the front row seat. We're often directing, we're talking to your parents, all the important people. You want to make sure you're not hiring a douche, which it sounds like a run-in with the bride. That's wild.
Sorry, no. So it wasn't a douche type personality. By clash, I mean differences of personality. So you might have an assertive bride and quite a shy, calm photographer who might not be giving instructions as openly as what the bride would like.
Gotcha.
And, there is frustration building up. So there is just differences in personality. So I guess the question was more around, as the bride, how do you make sure you get the right person on the day?
Okay. Well, I think it can be a blanket approach, because photographers are meant to lead the show. We're meant to be there making moments happen, not in a forced, fake way, but we can throw a little prompt that can make some stuff happen. Like we can change the entire vibe of the day, kind of like an MC in a way. Like this, we just have so many touch points on the day. But I think like if your photographer's like, oh yeah, I just like to go, stealth the whole time. I think there's definitely benefits to being like stealthy and candid and being really subtle. Like in ceremonies, I'm very freaking subtle, but you need someone who has a outgoing personality. I think introverts who get into photography, like especially wedding photography, it's tough for them. I think it's honestly tough for them. So find yourself someone who has a golden retriever energy. I think that's the best way I can put it. Big Labrador energy or something like that. That's the best tip.
That's really good, actually, because I've seen many weddings now, and a lot of photographers that have that personality do well.
Yes.
I think being assertive with your instructions as well, letting the couple know what we're doing next, where we want to go. Because they're waiting for you to give them that.
And I think that comes down to experience. So if you get someone who's pretty fresh, it could be a contractor working for a bigger company who hasn't shot that many weddings, but they're like, we're going to train them up, so might as well train them on the job, which happens. They might not have the same, like you're saying, they can't read the room or they can't think 3 steps ahead. And that's when you get a frustrated bride who's like, this guy's not doing anything. He's not like giving enough prompts. So I think that's where you just need to find someone who's, find that golden retriever energy, find that experience as well. So like, at least, they need to have shot at least like 100 weddings, at least.
A big piece of advice is always having a look at their album, like not just photos on Instagram, but asking for a full album of the day to see how they capture the details, the reception, to see if you like what they do.
Yeah, for sure.
Color grading.
Yeah, and you want to look at that gallery, make sure it's consistent, because you do see some photographers. I've seen some quite well-known photographers. They would like go to Instagram and you're like, wow, it's amazing. They look at their full gallery and it's actually really average, because they're photoshopping these photos on the Instagram. They're choosing the best of the best of the best and putting it up. But you look at the entire gallery and like I would smoke them in terms of like the consistency and just the overall aesthetic of the gallery. But just so be careful of that. And also if you do decide you want to like save some bucks and go with like a team or like that kind of, this, ask the people like, who is my photographer? Can I see their work? Because they will make a pretty website, they will do some pretty advertising and have a really sexy Instagram, but they might send George, who shot 2 weddings. It might be super green. So like, just if you do go down that route, just make sure you are like, who's my guy or girl and can I see their work? And like, it's hard because they could send you anybody's work, but you want to see a couple of galleries of that one person's work.
I think that's critical. I think that's really good advice. So what do you do from a business perspective? I see you online a lot on Instagram. Do you do all of your marketing, like all your videos, all your... I've seen some for this company, but also for your... How do you manage this? And it's really good.
Yeah, thank you. My background was in video to start with.
Okay.
So I started in that department and I feel like it's probably the easier way to go, video first and then into photography. So a lot of my style is still influenced by that. So like when I give direction, it's very motion based. It's not just like stand there, do something. I'll give you a prompt to move, because I love that. And also that works really well with a videographer. If you're either going through myself or through someone else, they're capturing that action too. Yeah. So that's kind of my unfair advantage with this business. I do come from this wedding background with the photo and the video, which is really cool.
Well, my background isn't in cameras or anything.
Yeah.
It's in healthcare, but I always liked a good camera.
Yeah, nice, nice.
Fun fact, my first ever job was in camera store. I worked
Oh, really?
George's
George's in the city?
in the city.
Oh, wow.
That was my first ever job right after high school.
Yeah, okay.
I was 18, and Peter George's, the original owner of the store, hired me, and my mum was cleaning the offices above because he owned the whole building.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 3 years during my holidays while I was studying at university, I worked there with Peter George's selling cameras.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So you have an affinity for,
So like 15 years ago, I think it was, I had the 5D Mark II Canon
yeah, no, it was nice.
24 to 70 2.8 lens. So I was really into it. And then I sold it all, bought a little Fujifilm, and now I'm back into it. I really loved it. I was going to be a photographer.
There you go.
Yeah, never actually. Yeah. You've got the Eastern European parents. You need a secure job.
Yeah.
Photography didn't sound like that. So I went into physiotherapy. So did that and kind of moved through the ranks up there. And then I left when I bought this place.
Dude, it's such a cool story. You're such a gear guy, though. Like, you just showed me your bow.
Well, because I know you're into it.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's just amazing. But you're definitely like,
RX9.
you like the details of things, which is cool.
Good quality stuff.
Yeah.
I like it.
Of course.
But I mean, that's
nice. That's nice.
Jay never finds out how much.
Yeah, don't tell it.
But hey, we need to go hunting.
Yeah. Oh, man, sign me up.
When it comes to your video photography business, are you doing video now too?
Yeah, so we're doing videos and on now too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I work closely with this guy, Pete.
Yeah.
And another girl called Emily. And like, I know them very, very well. They're not just like hired guns from freaking Marketplace or whatever. They're legit. And I've worked with them extensively. So yeah, that's just a nice, because sometimes people are just like, I can't be bothered dealing with two people. Let's just get one, sign me up and off you go. So I do have that as an option. But yeah, I mostly shoot solo, just myself. I like being acquainted with the family of each side. So I like going to both preps and I like to send like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like sending a second shooter to, the brides or to the grooms. I want to get intimate. Sorry, I want to. Here we go. I'm back. I want to have that, tight connection with each of the couple's sides. So then when it comes to the photo time, I'd be like, hey, Jack, can you come this way? Hey, Millie, can you come this way? And just... by the end, like, everyone's names. You can just direct things so smoothly. There's no like, oh, hey, bro, can you just do that? It's like, I know your freaking name.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I've seen you work here at Grow Wild, and that's exactly what it is. Once the wedding happens and once at the venue, after the prep has happened and you shot at their houses, it's a whole different vibe.
Big time.
They know you. You're part of the family.
Yeah. Imagine rocking up to the ceremony. I'm like, I haven't met these guys. They're like, yeah, it's terrible. So I like to make a point where it's like, even if it's more headache for me, I want to go to both.
What would be your advice? So, for example, young Lukas here, 15 years ago, wanted to get into photography, videography, and never did. What sort of advice would you give? Where do you start if you are looking at starting in this business to make it as successful as yours?
If I was starting again tomorrow, you need a little bit of money, not heaps, which is really cool. With this game, you need a lot of money. Anyway, that's burning cash. But you need to go get yourself a half decent camera. Man, maybe 35 prime lens. Yeah, let's be safe, 35 prime. And you just shoot the dick out of everything. And you tell your friends and say, hey, can I shoot you? And you just become obsessed with shooting and just offer your services for free. And I swear to goodness, you will get a paid gig in no time. You just keep offering it up. You keep getting better and better and posting that stuff. It's going to happen. You just have to be not afraid. Like I'm even considering like you just go to a freaking beach. If you see a sexy couple, go up to them and film it. For instance, this is a fantastic real idea. Film it and go, hey, can I take a few photos so that you guys get arrested too? That just be so greedy and just shoot everything. And everyone's like, oh, you can't just work for free. Just shut up, work for free, do as much as you can.
Isn't that the overall principle? It's like do more than what you're getting paid for.
Big time.
And initially we'll do it for free.
Yeah.
It will come back to you.
Yep, 100%, man. So I reckon, if I was starting tomorrow, that would be my game plan.
That's fantastic advice, man. You would have a really good stories from some of the weddings you've done.
Yeah.
What's the one that's...
Man, there's so many. Because I've shot maybe, I've definitely shot over 400.
400 weddings.
Yeah. How many of you guys done here? You've done them.
You've done it. I'll look at the number.
It'd be a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of hours. I think I must be getting close to 10,000 hours. Got to be close to that.
Wow. for us, we do the setup, the pack down,
Yeah.
Friday the weddings.
Exactly.
You wake up, you do it again. So yes, it's a big day.
Most of my couples are pretty down to earth, pretty normal, not too much drama. I did have this one wedding. It was an absolutely lit Greek wedding, in Sydney, and they started doing the is it the ouzo, the drink?
Yeah.
Ouzo. They started doing the ouzo shots,
No.
and they do this thing where they put their hands behind their back, and then they put their faces down to the floor on their knees, and then they grab the ouzo shot and shot it just with their heads.
Yeah.
And this groom was going for it, and then all of a sudden they're like passing spirit bottles around the dance floor, and it was like by 8:30, it was like bedlam. It was like Sin City. It was wild. Next minute, I go out to the back. There's an ambulance. An ambulance is being called, and this groom, he looks white, and he is on the back lawn of this place, and they thought he was going to die, so they called the ambulance, and then the whole venue, like the managers there, are freaking out, like, what are we doing? Because these lovely Greek family members are just going bonkers on the dance floor, passed around bottles of Jack Daniels or whatever. It was crazy, and eventually they're just like, lights on, music off. Sorry guys, go home. I was like, what the hell? And I was like 8:30. 8:30. Yeah, and the ambulance came, bro, and I was like, do I shoot this? And I shot a little bit of it, but not too much because I just wanted,
Yeah, wow.
But they seem like they're still together from socials, which is cool.
Well, the first wedding we've ever done here was a handover wedding with the previous owners.
Yeah.
And that was exactly a similar scenario where it's like, it was a Vietnamese wedding, shots, and by 8:00, there was a guy vomiting on the table. And it's like myself and the previous owner had to go in, shut the bar at 8:30, and party ends. So we've learned a lot through that, where we control.
How do you do that? What? Can you read the room now?
Yeah, well, we've changed the rules quite a number of times to get the recipe right. First of all, no shots. That's just like you're here for 8 hours. Yeah, so it's a long day. Yeah, you're not in the club for 3-4 hours where you can just go nuts. Yeah, so it's all about pacing yourself, but also increasing the level of energy. Yeah, so by the time you get onto the dance floor, you're ready to go. You've had a few drinks, you're not sober. Yeah, but you're also not vomiting. So it's there's no shots. You can still have your beer, wine, champagne throughout the whole night. You can have cocktails at the cocktail hour, but then we wait for spirits once you eat dinner. So once you fill your stomach up with a bit of food, you can have spirits as mixes. And we find that to work very well.
Okay, cool.
Because then once you're dancing, you definitely want some spirits, then the party kind of continues on. But because we've controlled it pretty well for the first 4 or 5 hours, we know that we can have a bit more leniency once you get to the dance floor fast. Okay. Whereas if they were doing shots at canapes, you get to reception. Because the other big thing is the bride and groom want the guests to remember the day.
Yeah, of course.
If the guests get up to the reception before the speeches and they are not really in a headspace to listen or to pay attention, well, the bride and groom, spent a year planning this thing, spent so much money. They want people to be present. And we thought, well, let's do it in a way that actually works. And it's still, everyone has an amazing time. By the time they get to the dance floor, it's raging. Yeah, it's raging. Yeah. But yeah, it's done in a way that kind of every hour you kind of build that up.
Interesting. Have you had any awkward conversations with people who have gone like too far and you kind of had to be like, yo, pump the brakes? Because it's hard to be like, this is your venue. You don't want to be a bad guy and be like pooping on the party. But what's your strategy? How do you start that?
Well, I think we intervene before that happens. Yeah, cool. So we've got RSA staffing. They serve the drinks. So if we see someone going overboard, we simply either start serving water, tell them to have an hour of a break, and usually that calms things down. Then they come back and it's back to what it was. So it's rare for a person to reach that stage unless they are sneaking in someone else's drink, and that happens too. So RSA staff are really good at that. Like they are monitoring everyone. So even if you're not at the bar, they'll be watching whether you're handing someone a drink, whether your friend
or something.
Yeah, and if that happens, your friend gets cut off as well.
Yeah, wow, okay. Interesting.
All right, man. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Coming all the way to Alpine, to the Southern Highlands.
It's my pleasure. I'm pleasured.
Bogey shooting and
yeah, perfect.